Hi, my name is Elizabeth Velasco.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. Start over.
Okay. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Velasco, and I just want to tell my testimonial, to everybody here. I was really, really sick a year ago. In July 15, I got a surgery done in Mexico because I had internal bleeding, through my ulcers in my stomach. I have a chronic esophagus disease and a lot of stuff like that. I went over on vacation to Mexico. We drive there, and then probably halfway of my trip, I started having like so much pain. I started throwing up, and it was like blood. My mom told me, let's take you to the doctor. I went over to the doctor there, and when he looked at me, he said, okay, you don't look really good. So he said, let me check. Once I told him, you know what, I'm throwing up blood. It's like the second time I do it. And he said, oh my God, you probably don't have that much time. Either we do a surgery or what do you want to do? And I say, I'm flying back to California because I don't have insurance here. And he said, you don't have that much time to be running around, blood can go down to your lungs and you can die. And then I said, so what can I do? And he said, well, we'll try to do a surgery, but before that, you have to sign a paper back us off because this is really serious. You are, he said, what happened in your life to get that sick? And so I went through surgery there, and it was exactly July 15 last year. I was a size 7. I dropped down to size 0 because I couldn't eat anything. It was just so stressful, so depressing, and it really, really, I thought I never will find something that will help me out. I tried a lot of products, everything that people will tell me I will try because I wanted to live and have a better quality life. And so, time went by, and I was up and down. I didn't get perfect. It was 2 weeks I was fine, the next week I went down, and it was all like that. The doctor started giving me pills, for depression and all that stress, and so exactly I joined the company on May 9th, and 2 weeks before that I went back to the doctor in Mexico, and I told him, I said, you know what, I've been feeling that same acid reflux. I said, I don't know what to do. I'm so afraid. And he said, you know what, Elizabeth, it's nothing we can do now. It's all up to you. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, we already did the surgery. You cannot go through another surgery because you're anemic now, and that's really dangerous for us. And he said, the only thing you can do is just don't stress. Don't eat this, don't eat that. And I said, okay, I'm anemic. I cannot eat anything. And, how can I stress if I have, a lot of bills that I have to pay and I have to work? And he said, well, that's up to you. We cannot do anything else. And he said, well, we have some medicine and all that. But then I went back home, and I was so depressed. I really got so depressed for that week because I thought, seriously, I was going to, leave this world earlier than when I thought. And then, and I can forget this date. For me, it's marked, because it was May 9th when I came to this company, and I get it marked. And I found this. I really thank this girl that invited me here. She's my friend. Because I just feel like I'm back to life, and I'm thankful for that.
Okay.
Okay, my friend called me. It was a Friday. And when she called me, she said, you know what? Somebody invited me over to a company. They say they have a healthy coffee that can help your ulcers and stuff. And I say, you know what? It's coffee. I don't believe it. And she said, well, let's go and try it. I really don't want to see you sick. You're a really nice person, and I really like you, and I don't like to see you like that. And then I said, you know what? I said, I'll call you tomorrow. I was so sick that Friday, and when I hang the phone, I say, I'm not going. Hello, it's coffee. It's gonna kill me faster. And she called me on Saturday morning. That was May 9th, and she said, so are you ready? And I wasn't even dressed. I was still in bed, and I said, you know what? I said, I have this worst pain again, and I'm just so afraid I might go again, I think I'm going back to Mexico with the doctor because I just don't know what to do. And she told me, you know what, let's go. And then I said, okay, something in my heart says go. I got up, I just got dressed like whatever. I thought it wasn't really an important day, but it was to the end of the day. When I got here and I looked, like a lot of people, I say, oh my God, where did she brought me, and she said, come and taste the, the coffee. And I say, no, I say, are you serious? That coffee will I already have the acid reflux right now, and if I drink that coffee, it will be really bad. And then she told me, well, how about the tea? And I said, oh, okay, I'll do tea. I always take chamomile tea and all that stuff. And so I drink the tea, and then I did taste the coffee, a little bit, like, of each, because I was so curious about it. Everybody was grabbing a cup, and I said, I'm going to taste a little bit. I was like, anyways, what else can go wrong? And I had the worst pain that day. I remember that pain was like the same day they got the surgery, because 2 weeks before that, the doctor told me, your ulcers are bleeding again, but it's not a heavy bleeding, it's like a little bit. And I remember Mike was doing the tour, and I was not really interested into the product. I didn't really care what they were saying, and I sit in one of the tables, I finished my tea, and by the time I finished, it was like 15 minutes after, or 20, when I feel my head, my headache was gone first. I had stress, so all my shoulders was like, oh, I feel a lot of tension here. My tension was gone, and suddenly, from having my back and shoulders all like down, and suddenly I feel like a big joy in myself. My acid, I had acid reflux at that moment. My stomach was bloated. It started like my stomach went down, my acid went away, and then I said, wow, better than Milanta and all that stuff I'm taking. And then I turned around to my friend and I said, what is the world is this? I said, what is this? And she said, well, I don't know. She said, I don't even know nothing about the company. So, they just invite me over too. And she said, it has a herb that's a mushroom. And I said, a mushroom? And I said, oh my God. So I went and got another cup of, and then this time I went for a cup of coffee, because I said, you know what, for the first time in my life I can drink coffee, and I cannot feel guilty about it in the night. So I got up and I started like following Mike through the tour, and by the time he was like talking about the mushrooms, he was showing, all the mushrooms and all the benefits. And I said, you know what, where do I sign? I want this product. I feel great. I just can't believe it. And they say, wait a minute, wait until, I say, I want it now. And they say, just go and get some more samples and drink more. And I went over and I was drinking all, like over and over and over. I was getting a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. It was just like, by the time I left this company and I was driving back home, I think I was so happy. And the night I couldn't even sleep thinking about Gano Excel. And I say, oh my God, this is great. And I say, I need to talk to a lot of people that are going through the same situation, because I know, like, I just have like a lot of friends where I work that we go through that, because life in California is a lot of stress. We stress because work, we don't have time for us. And we always skip lunches, and that's why we get sick like that. And honestly, I really want to share this to like every single person that's going through the same thing, because I know there's a lot of people that have ulcers, and this stuff is great. The oatmeal, I always take the oatmeal, I take the pills, and my mom says, stop drinking everything. And I say, you know what? I say, in this 2 months, I feel like I just was born back again. And I'm so grateful with this company and with God to get me through this. And thank you very much, and God bless.